Trustee Liger, good morning. You there?
I'm here.
All right, good morning. Okay,
Good morning.
we have a quorum, so I'm ready to begin. The Government Employees Retirement System of the Virgin Islands regular meeting of the Board of Trustees for Thursday, February 26, 2026 is hereby called to order. Can I have a roll call, please?
Yes, good morning. Tamman Clark,
Present.
Trustee Clark present. Andre Dorsey,
Present.
Trustee Dorsey present. Vincent Liger,
Present.
Trustee Liger present. Ex officio member Richardson,
Present.
member Richardson present. Ronald E. Russell, Trustee Russell absent. Leona E. Smith,
Excuse.
Trustee Smith excused. Wayne A. Callwood,
Present.
Trustee Callwood present. So, Mr. Chairman, you have 4 present, 1 absent, 1 excused.
Thank you, Mr. Dawson. Are there any comments and suggestions from retirees? Hearing none, are there any comments and suggestions from active members? Hearing none, let's move on to the next item, the Secretary's minutes from the regular meeting of January 22nd, 2026. Are there any edits or corrections to be made to those minutes?
Yes, Chair, I have a comment. Let me ask you, how do we record our absence from the meeting and excuse from the meeting? How does that work in the language? Because when I was out the last time of the meeting, I asked to be excused, and I know I'm not there, so I'm also absent. But how is it recorded? Because I didn't see it in the written document of the individuals I contacted making that request.
Mr. Chairman, if I may.
Yes.
As with the roll call that I just took on behalf of the board, the roll call sheet will indicate whether a member is marked absent, present, or excused at roll call.
Okay, and during the last roll call, CEO, how was I marked?
Unfortunately, I don't have that last package with me, but I can check that.
Okay, so I was like the record to reflect that I asked to be absent during the last meeting, and it should have been reflected in your roll call.
We will review the record. We could also review the transcripts because we do have a verbatim transcript. Of course, I can only go based upon the information that I have at roll call.
Okay. Well, I left a message for the chair.
So
I
Trustee
spoke
Dorsey,
to, yeah.
if I do recall, you should have been marked excused. As Mr. Dawson will indicate, we checked the record, but you should have been marked excused.
Okay, we'll move on. Thank you.
Okay, so that's the one correction that we make to the minutes to indicate that Trustee Dorsey was excused. Are there any other corrections or edits to be made to the minutes? Hearing none, can I have a motion to accept the minutes as amended?
So moved.
Second.
So moved by Trustee Clark, seconded by Trustee Dorsey. Can I have a roll call, please?
Yes, Trustee Clark.
Yes.
Trustee Clark, yes. Trustee Dorsey.
Yes.
Trustee Dorsey, yes. Trustee Liger.
Yes.
Trustee Liger, yes. Trustee Russell. Absent. Trustee Smith. Absent. Trustee Callwood.
Yes.
Trustee Callwood, yes. Mr. Chairman, 4 yes, 2 absent.
All right, thank you. Excuse me, I kind of have to chuckle. I just noticed what Trustee Clark has with respect to his name. Anyway,
Did we miss something?
yes, he has his name and then he has a pronouns he and him. So
That's the case from the inception.
anyway, yeah, that's what we come to.
Careful, be politically correct.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes. All right. Are there any communications and correspondences to be read into the record?
Mr. Chairman, I have none.
All right. Chairman's report. I have none, so we can move to the administrator's report.
Certainly. Administrator's report as of February 20th, 2026. Meetings, presentations, and appearances. January 20th, I attended a development committee meeting. January 20th through the 22nd, attended various velocity migration meetings. January 26th, Board of Trustees meeting. January 26th, attended the Governor's State of the Territory address. January 27th through 30th, various velocity migration meetings. February 3rd, I conducted a meeting to discuss cyber security policies. February 3rd, attended the investment committee meeting. February 4th through 6th, various velocity migration meetings. February 17th, received an organizational change management presentation. February 17th through the 20th, various velocity migration meetings. February 18th, policy committee meeting. February 20th, conducted the Havenside Green Space Construction Project kickoff meeting. Under the member services caption, we have 158 pending retirement applications. 117 of those are recent vintage of the, well, actually 141 of them are recent vintage for FY 25 and 26. We have processed 36 refunds of contributions totaling $459,212.34. We've completed 6 death benefit cases totaling $201,618.05. As far as annuity payments, cumulative dollars paid out from October 1st, 2025 through February 13, 2026, total $102,673,961.46. We have a retiree payroll of 8,763 individuals as of February 13th. Since that date, an additional 8 persons have been added to the payroll. Thus far for the fiscal year, we've had 105 individuals added to the retiree payroll, and almost 1 for 1, we've had 106 deleted from the payroll. And we expect another 15 to be placed in the payroll for the February 27th, 2026 pay date. Our disbursements by location, we have 9,963 disbursements, of which 7,939 are within the Virgin Islands and 1,754 are considered to be international or outside of the Virgin Islands. Our loan portfolio at present amounts to $18,226,544.64. About half of that is in the St. Thomas St. John district, $9,059,316.99, and $9,167,227.65 in the St. Croix district. Regarding operations, we have various routine building issues. I don't know that I'll necessarily go through in any detail unless there's a question, but we have work pending or ongoing at the Pleasant Ophthalmology building on St. Croix. And we also have some issues with the building here in St. Thomas. We have a ceiling repair on that is pending on St. Croix, sorry. On St. Thomas, we have routine maintenance issues and a couple of minor projects. We're always testing the air quality of the buildings, so that is ongoing. Havenside Mall, the Welcome Center is essentially complete, is at 99% completion. And as indicated, we have kicked off the project for the green space surrounding the Welcome Center. There are a couple of questions from CZM, minor questions regarding the security building project that is pending commencement. Rental collections for January 2026, we've collected $180,829.06 in rental payments and the utilities. Year to date, we've collected $429,901.03 for rental income and $235,700.17 for utilities. We do have some rental and electrical arrearages totaling $82,219.97, and they are the usual offenders at the Department of Justice. I don't know if we have an update from the Division of Personnel. We do have ex officio member Richardson online on the meeting, not to place her on the spot, but if there's any update, she may feel free to provide it at this time, but we are pending some utility payments from personnel.
They have already been processed here internally, and they're currently at Department of Finance for further processing.
Thank you, Member Richardson. The others are very de minimis, not even worth mentioning at this meeting. That concludes the administrator's report.
Thank you. Are there any questions for the administrator regarding the administrator's report?
Administrator, this is Trustee Dorsey. I'd just like to say, I was recently by the dock, using the restroom there by Tap and Steel, and the person you had assigned, the young lady, she was basically maintaining that location. It was full of tourists. I had to use the restroom myself, and it was very, very clean. And I really commended her on that. So I just let you know, persons are doing an excellent job. And I also like the fact that the crews were doing the restriping, especially the yellow restriping and the white restriping on the dock as well. So it's very impressive.
Thank you.
Team.
Thank you, Trustee Dorsey. I appreciate that. And we do have the manager of Havenside online with us, Mr. Mills. My policy is that I will take the blame and I will assign the credit. So, Mr. Mills, kudos to you and your team. We have received numerous compliments on that lady in particular that maintains the restrooms by Tap and Still. One of the toughest audiences I know is my wife, and she has used it and told me how well it's maintained. So kudos to you and your team, and please feel free to comment if you would like.
Thank you, Administrator Dawson, and Trustee Dorsey. Thank you very much for your feedback. We continue to do our best, and that's all we can do at this time.
Mr. Mills, I am so sorry for the oversight, but yeah, your team is really doing well up there. So you get that credit, as the CEO has said.
Thank you. I'll take it.
Thank you, Trustee Dorsey. Thank you, Mr. Mills.
All right. Any other questions regarding the administrator's report? All right. Hearing none, let's move on to the committee reports. The investment committee met on February 3rd for a quarterly update. We met with our investment managers to get some feedback as to how, with respect to the portfolio's performance over the last quarter, as well as a kind of general outlook for looking forward. So we'll hear a little more about that when the investment officer gives his monthly update. Any questions regarding the investment committee? I believe the policy committee also had a meeting, Trustee Clark.
Yes, we had a meeting on February 18th to try to codify a solution to address a problem that's occurring with certain retirees. Basically, if they were unable to make all the required contributions over their lifetime, they would not have access to benefits. And so
Excuse me, I'm sorry to interrupt, Trustee Clark, through the chair. I think that we, at this point, would probably want to be circumspect with regards to the solution that is being considered.
Yeah, I was just about to intervene as well. Yeah, let's we don't have to get into the specifics. The matter was discussed, and my understanding is it didn't make it out of that committee to the board with a favorable recommendation. So we'll just leave it there.
And that's with all due respect to Trustee Clark. I do apologize for the interruption.
no, understood.
I believe that's it for the committee reports. Next up, we have the treasurer's report.
Morning, board chair and other trustees. This is the government employees retirement system schedule of receipts and disbursement for the month of January. Receipts from disbursement, loan repayment for the month of January, we had 559,982. Year to date, 2,462,155. We have rent from tenants, 228,471. Year to date, 486,000. We have employer retirement contribution of 8,362,967. Year to date, 28,716,576. Employee retirement contribution, 4,489,966. Year to date, 15,469,641. Total collection for the month of January, we have 14,061,953. Year to date, 108,670,707. Disbursements, we have annuity payments of 23 million. Year to date, 94 million, 94.6 million. Administrative expenses, 1,419,167. Year to date, 7,794,463. We have refund of contributions, 386,177. Year to date, 3,784,545 for a total disbursement for the month of January of 24,890,104. Year to date, 106,254,631. For a net deficit in the month of December of 10,828,151. Year to date, a net surplus of $2,416,075. For the Havenside Mall, in the month of January, we collected $786,050. Year to date, 2,524,544. We expended a total of of 352. Reflections, take a look at it. 352,507. Year to date, 1,871,191. So we have a total net surplus of 433,542, and year to date surplus of 653,352.
Mr. Mills, you're making some serious money.
Thank you.
The reading of the schedule of disbursement.
Mr. Chairman?
Okay, my internet had freed up for a second there. Okay, any questions for the treasurer?
Yeah, I would just say, Ms. Jeremiah, I'm just happy to hear your voice. It's a feeling of being home when I hear your voice through this system. So I appreciate that. I wasn't here the last meeting.
Thank you.
All right, hearing no questions, can I have a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
So move.
Second.
Moved by trustee Dorsey, seconded by trustee Clark. Can I have a roll call, please?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Trustee Clark?
Yes.
Trustee Clark, yes. Trustee Dorsey?
Yes.
Trustee Dorsey, yes. Trustee Liger?
Yes.
Trustee Liger, yes. Trustee Russell? Trustee Russell, absent. Trustee Smith? Trustee Smith, absent. Trustee Colwood?
Yes.
Trustee Colwood, yes. Mr. Chairman, 4 yes, 2 absent.
Thank you very much. Next up, we have the investment officer's report.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, other trustees. This is an update of the investment portfolio as of the month ending January 31st, 2025. Total plan was up 2.2% for the month. As we saw calendar year 2006 begin on a positive note, with global shares advancing in January despite heightened geopolitical risk that included renewed tariff threats and continued U.S.-Greenland tensions, just to name a few. Total domestic equities was up 1.9% for the month as the Russell 1000 index, which is made up of larger companies, finished up about 1.4% after a strong market rally late in the month. Performance was primarily driven by enthusiasm surrounded around artificial intelligence, decent earnings reports from major tech companies such as Microsoft, Meta Platforms, and Apple, and expectations for easing monetary policy as markets continue to price in expectations of cuts later in the year, even after the Fed decided to leave its benchmark rate unchanged at its January meeting. The Russell 2000 index, which is made up of a basket of smaller companies, performed well as well, finished up 5.4% as investors in response to expectations of lower rates shifted towards higher yielding or growth sensitive sectors. Total international equity returned 6.2% for the month as international markets continue to outperform its U.S. counterpart. Developed market equity as represented by the MSCI EFA index was up 5.2%, and MICI emerging markets was up 9% respectively, continuing to be supported also by optimism over generative AI demands, which boosted returns in the information technology sector, particularly in semiconductor equipment and optical component and fiber companies. Gains were also attributed to increased investor risk appetite and a continued rotation away from the concentrated U.S. market. As it pertains to our fixed income, total fixed income returned 0.4%, as we did see bond markets remain relatively calm despite the rise of geopolitical uneasiness, which included the U.S.'s removal of Venezuela's leader and the threat of military intervention in Iran and Greenland. Investment grade bonds returned 0.2%, and U.S. TIPS returned 0.5% respectively, as yields ended the month higher, concentrated more in shorter maturities. U.S. agency mortgage-backed securities performed well after proposals for Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to use up to $200 billion to buy mortgage-backed securities, aiming to improve affordability was proposed. As pertains to credit, high yield bonds, our high yield bonds portfolio was up 0.5%, which performed well as economic data remained relatively upbeat for the month. As it pertains to cash flow and the record of asset growth for the month, we ended the month at approximately $514.6 million in market value. We began with a market value of about $504.9 million. We had income of about $109,000. We had an unrealized appreciation in the portfolio of about $9.6 million. That brought us to the ending market value of $514.6 million. As it pertains fiscal year to date, we began with a market value of about $495.2 million. Net cash flow wise, negative $400,000. Income of about $334,000. We've had a unrealized net appreciation in the portfolio of about $19.5 million. That brings us back to that market value of $514.6 million as of January 31st. As it pertains to investment management and custodian and consultant fees, we paid about $63,000 calendar month to date. That was primarily consultant fees. Year to date, since January, we also began calendar date. Correct that we are also expended $63,000, and fiscal year to date, we spent about $170,000 so far in our fees. Investment management fees, $28,000, consultant fees about $126,000, and custodian bank fees about $16,000. As pertain to expenses, we continue to pay a low amount, being that we're primarily an index fund. The estimated total fee value of about $119,000. Which is about 0.03% of our total assets. As it pertains to the overall allocation, at the end of January 34th, we had about $165 million in domestic equity, about $75 million in developed market equity, about $26.4 million in emerging market equity, $94 million in investment grade bonds, about $47 million allocated to US tips, about $47 million allocated to high yield bonds, real estate, and this does not include our office complexes, about $55 million, private equity, and this includes our legacy private equity funds that are rolling off the books primarily, about $5 million and about $500,000 in cash. Mr. Chairman, trustees, that concludes my presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Henderson. Are there any questions for the investment officer? Hearing none, can I have a motion to accept the investment officer's report?
So move.
Second.
Moved by Trustee Dorsey, seconded by Trustee Clark. Have a roll call, please.
Yes, Trustee Clark.
Yes.
Trustee Clark, yes. Trustee Dorsey.
Yes.
Trustee Dorsey, yes. Trustee Liger. Trustee Liger.
Yes.
Trustee Liger, yes. Trustee Russell, absent. Trustee Smith, absent. Trustee Callwood.
Yes.
Trustee Callwood, yes. Mr. Chairman, 4 yea, 2 absent.
Thank you. Are there any privileges of the floor?
Mr. Chairman, a quick question.
Yes, sir.
How about Trustee Russell? Have you been hearing from him?
No, sir.
So what would be the next step?
A trustee could move to have the board consider enforcing our policy, our attendance policy.
Are you planning to make contact with him and find out why he's not attending the meeting and why you're not hearing from him?
Honestly, no, I did that in the past, and when I tried to take action, the effort at the time didn't receive adequate support. To be totally honest and transparent, another trustee indicated that they wanted to have the matter placed on the agenda for next month's meeting. So that's where we're at with that.
Okay. All right.
All right,
Thank
can I
you,
have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by trustee Clark, seconded by trustee Dorsey. Can I have a roll call?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Trustee Clark,
Yes.
trustee Clark, yes, trustee Dorsey,
Yes.
trustee Dorsey, yes, trustee Liger. Trustee Liger,
Yes.
trustee Liger, yes, trustee Russell, absent. Trustee Smith, absent. Trustee Colwood,
Yes.
trustee Colwood, yes, Mr. Chairman, for yay, get two absent.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your time. See you guys next month.
Thank you, good day.
Thank
Okay.
you,
Good
sir.
day.